WrestleMania 41 Night 2 just ended, and a lot of mixed emotions because history was made in the main event. But we are just going to remember that ending. Like, it was ridiculous, but we will just go through match by match, and I will let you know how I feel, go through the matches, and let's get right into it. Kicking the night off red hot, we got the triple threat match with Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. This match was an instant classic. Easily one of the best women's matches of the whole year. These three have amazing chemistry together, so you pair them up and you get a classic triple threat. Io Sky ended up picking up the win. There was constant action throughout the entire match. Not a single dull moment. It was like you blink and you will miss something in the action. You have the expected high-flying prowess of Io Sky just flipping and jumping around the whole match with Bianca Belair's power and other high-flying moves, and then Rhea Ripley just with brute strength. The story of the match is that Io Sky was just being an afterthought, and it was shown when the match first started with Rhea Ripley and Bianca going at it until Io comes back in. This was a triple threat where they all had sequences against each other rather than just one person rest while the other two have a one-on-one match. It was just constant, high-paced action between all three. The ending ended up coming when Bianca hit the KOD on Rhea Ripley, only to be interrupted by Io Sky's over the moonsault. Io pins Bianca to retain. One of my favorite matches of the whole weekend and a hell of a way to kick off the second night. Next, we have Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. Now, first off, I just want to say I was wrong about this match because when the match was first announced, I think everybody was disappointed, especially for Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre had the best year of his career in 2024, and it seemed like he was just lined up for a big-time Mania match. He could have had a match against Seth, Punk, Roman, anybody, but he got Damian Priest. However, I gotta say that they did a phenomenal job building this match, and it actually got me interested on the way leading into this match. They did the best they could with what they had and gave us a great build to this match. Now on to the match itself. It started off exactly how it needed to, straight to the fighting and hard-hitting action. They used weapons really early, and it made it feel personal right away. They did not mess around with any of the graps of wrestling, just straight brawling. Both guys looked strong, kicked out of finishes, and just landing big-time moves with weapons. Priest took a huge bump through two tables after he went for old school, and Drew just pushed him off the ropes onto the floor through two tables. Drew ends up picking up the win after landing a Claymore with like Damian's head sandwiched between the chair and a corner. Awesome match, perfect result. So far, WrestleMania 41 Night 2 is 2 for 2 on great matches. Let's see how they can keep it up. Then we have the wild Fatal 4-Way match between Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Penta. In Dominic Mysterio's crowning moment, we have a car crash of a match. Constant action from the very start. I could literally feel my heart rate rising every second of this match. Braun Breaker was looking like a monster, destroying everyone the entire match. All these guys got their offense in with some extreme spots in the match. Carlito took another monster spear and died, this time through a table. This man just never learns. Penta was doing his classic luchador moves with the Mexican Destroyers, Hurricane Ranas, and some crazy other high-flying moves. And Dirty Dom, being his sneaky self, found his opportunity to win. Braun hit the spear on Penta. Dom hit the 619 on Braun. Finn hit the coup de grace on Braun, only for Dom to hit the frog splash on Finn Balor and pick up the win by pinning Finn Balor. Surprisingly, the crowd was cheering for Dom, which was just beautiful to see. Like, he was walking up the ramp, but then he was like, yeah, I'm getting cheered. I got to go back and celebrate some more. Awesome match with an awesome crowning moment for Dirty Dominic Mysterio. The night of WrestleMania was looking awesome so far. 3 for 3 on great matches. And in a surprise appearance, Joe Hendry answers Randy Orton's open challenge. Now, this was just a squash match for like comedy purposes where Joe got a little bit of offense, but then Randy just won. Not much of note besides Randy doing the Joe Hendry turnaround pose. Great moment for Joe, though, just to have a WrestleMania match against Randy Orton and got to soak in the moment for a little bit. Next, we have Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. This was the first match of the night that actually had the chance to be just like a traditional technical wrestling match. And to be honest, it was pretty average, especially for a Logan Paul Mania match, because there was not like any big moments, which is what we look for in a Logan Paul WrestleMania match. There's not much to say because Logan just dominated pretty much the entire match playing the heel role. Logan pulled a lion salt out that actually went across like the whole ring, which is pretty insane. Logan stole the Styles Clash, then got hit with the Styles Clash, and then Logan Paul's buddy Jeff tried to sneak in the brass knuckles, but then Karrion Kross ended up stopping him, Then AJ just attacked Karrion Kross because Karrion tried to make him use the brass knuckles, and AJ was like, nope. AJ goes for the phenomenal form. Logan gets out the way, hits the big punch, and then the pulverizer, and that was it. I was really disappointed in this match because I thought this was going to be a banger. AJ didn't even get that much offense, and the match didn't seem to get into the next gear. Not a bad match overall, but nothing noteworthy about the match. Like, you wouldn't go back for this match, but not bad. And then for some reason in the co-main event of the night, the Women's Tag Team Championship match of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and a returning Becky Lynch. This was supposed to be Lyra and Bayley, but Bayley got pulled and Becky was just the surprise partner. Not much to say about the match. It was pretty decent. Like, nothing bad to say about it, but nothing special. That would be like co-main event of WrestleMania. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch get the win for the tag team titles for a little pop before the main event. And then for just a random surprise before the main event, Stone Cold Steve Austin made an appearance. And at this point, I was like, oh, yeah, we're probably not getting The Rock or Stone Cold in the main event. Because if Stone Cold's out here, then he's not coming out for the main event, which is poor because that means The Rock is probably not going to be in the main event either. He drove his four-wheeler out, hit the barricade, and some woman just decided to oversell probably because now she's probably going to get a bag from the WWE because Nick Khan had to come out there. So, you know, free tickets for life now or just a bunch of money. In the main event, we have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the Undisputed Championship. So, John Cena enters out with the black and white screen, no colors, no video package, no Titantron. Cody gets a special entrance with motorcycles, then gets a Ghost Rider type mask that lifts up like Iron Man. So this match, it was pretty weird to see John Cena working as the heel because he was running around the ring, going outside to take a rest, then getting all the heat spots when it's been the complete opposite for 20 years. Now, the match, like, quality, like, I didn't really expect it to be anything special because it didn't really need to be. It's more for the moment. Like, it just needed to be good enough to where, like, I'm not bored out of my mind. So I think up until the ending, the match was going pretty well for what we could have expected. The match was really slow-paced at the beginning with John Cena dominating. John was even doing a big heel move by doing a slow-motion version of the 5 moves of doom. Cena hit an AA, an avalanche AA, some more AAs, but it still wasn't enough at that point. And then, you know, the classic WrestleMania main event, referee gets knocked down, and out comes Travis Scott. And when Travis Scott comes out, I'm like, okay, what are we going to get after this? Because there's no way Travis Scott is going to be the end result of this whole main event. There's no way. Apparently it was. Cody gets his lick back against Travis Scott, hits a crossroads on him. Cena tries to hit Cody with the title. Cody takes the title, but he doesn't hit Cena because he's a good guy. Cena hits him in the nuts with a low blow, takes the title, smacks Cody in the head with the title, and then the ref just takes his sweet time to get in the ring because he's still hurt from skinny old Travis Scott pulling him out the ring. And then when Cena goes for the pin, I'm like, no way this is the ending of the match. There's no way Travis Scott is the reason that John Cena is about to win the championship and take his 17th. 1, 2, okay, Cody kick out. Nope, no kick out. The 3 count. John Cena wins his 17th world title thanks to Travis Scott. So Travis Scott just won the main event of WrestleMania pretty much. Like, genuinely, why was that the ending of the match? So it was pretty anticlimactic because we expected something bigger, especially for the ending and making history. So I've seen people online saying, you're missing the point. John Cena's trying to ruin wrestling. Okay, yeah, I get that, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Like, that was still a bad ending. Like, that's pretty much as bad as Jon Stewart helping Seth Rollins beat John Cena. It was that bad. Like, if you're going to have an interference finish, like, at least have it be someone within wrestling. Now, I was in that group of people that thought Travis Scott should have been in the main event of WrestleMania in some way because even if you don't think he should have been a part of the heel turn, you can't change that he was a part of it. So since he was a part of that monumental heel turn, you kind of have to have him in this match. But I didn't think he needed to be the main reason as to why John won. Like, you're telling me John couldn't beat Cody, which made sense. So then the ace up his sleeve is skinny Travis Scott. Like, what is Travis Scott going to do? Apparently a lot because he's the reason John Cena won. So that was pretty disappointing to see. Now back to the part where people are saying the point was for John to ruin wrestling. Yeah, they might have actually ruined wrestling with the ending of this main event because that was simply bad. Like, that is not just ruining wrestling, like, for the sake of the story. That was actually just bad. what were they thinking? Like, it could have been anything else, but Travis Scott being the deciding factor of the main event, it just doesn't make sense. But anyways, John Cena winning the 17th world title is still a monumental moment that is going to go down in history. So it's a great moment. But if you ever go back to watch the moment, you're going to be like, really, Travis Scott is the main reason? But anyways, this was a good Mania. So don't just let this ending create fog in your mind of how you view this WrestleMania, because it was still good. So that was WrestleMania 41. Let me know your thoughts down below, and let's just see where all these storylines go. Let's not hate on it too much, because overall, this is a good WrestleMania with some good matches in it. But I'll see you next time. Peace.